my audio video is clear, I suppose. So let's start the last part. I don't have to give you any information about anything because you know what we are going to do. The last part. Here, what we are going to do, let's take a look. So I am going to share my screen and put this on the slideshow. How's your studies going on, by the way? You know, I just always repeat it. Whatever you're learning now, you should do it from the start. Your basics should be very much, strong because in 11th and 12th, you'll be learning the detailed version of whatever you're learning now. So whatever you do, you don't have to waste your time in 11th and 12th on thinking on whether to clear the topic or something like that. So we don't have to do that time. Now, this is the time where we have to do the basics. So the point is that, let me just tell you what we are going to cover today. We are going to learn about food obtained from animals, hybridization, poultry farming, apiculture, fish culture, and cattle farming. Point is that we are going to cover animal husbandry, taking care of the animal. Guys, if I talk about the agriculture, it means not only about taking care of the fields and just growing the crop. It means obtaining food from the animals, from the plant. Into the animal, we call it as the animal husbandry. We are going to discuss that. So, animal husbandry means taking care of the animals, rearing of the animal for our own benefit to obtain any kind of product. Now, guys, there are different branches of this animal husbandry. First is this beekeeping, cattle farming, dairy farming, fish farming, poultry farming, or sheep farming. So these are, and other than this also, there are many branches. We are just, taking care of the animals so that we can have a benefit from them. We obtain the product, food, and other products as well. So here we will be learning about few examples. Guys, you might not find this topic in your NCRT, but then even if it is there, just very brief one. But from the NEET point of view, this is really very important one. So the first one that we have to talk about is hybridization. Hybridization means cross breeding. I am taking one variety, I am taking two variety, and I'm crossing them up. Whenever I use the word the crossing them up, it means we are mixing their genetic material. I am taking one gamete, means the sex cells or the reproductive cell, and one gamete from there, and I am fusing them up. Normally fusion is also done, but then in lab also this hybridization is done where we obtain the new variety. This pomato is potato plus tomato. Whenever people hear about pomato, it means half will be potato, half will be. It's nothing like that. You will obtain as into the soil the potato, but the shoot system will be of tomato. So this is like that way. So my point is that hybridization is a crossbreeding. Guys, whenever we do hybridization, there's a reason. We want high yield and we want better yield. Suppose I'm crossing A and B. Now, suppose A is having high yield and B is having resistant property. Abiotic resistance, abiotic resistance, B biotic it must be. Abiotic resistance and biotic resistance. Any kind of resistance. So obviously the product which will be there, it is going to have both of the property. That's the reason. So the first thing we always do is selection. We select, I have told you this, we select the best variety, we cross them up. That's how we find the result. Now guys, the next one is breeding, which is it's a hybridization itself. So this is a way how it is done. If you look at here, give me a second. I'm going to just move my video. If you look here, isolation of program from two desired species. Here we take protoplast A and this is how they are doing the crossing. They are taking the cytoplasmic thing of two plant, they fuse the protoplasm, and then a hybrid cell will be there. Out of all the hybrid cells, they select the best cell which has the best metabolic reactions and the growth, and then they culture it up. Culture as in they're culturing it in a nutrient medium. Guys, in bio, wherever they use the word culture, that means they're growing it into the nutrient medium. Nutrient medium. Nutrient medium is like, suppose we are growing a plant in a garden in a soil. Into the soil, now all nutrients are present. Imagine I want to do the lab research work. I'm not using the soil. I'll be using a gel. Technically, we call it as agar gel. It is like a normal gel, transparent, in which we will add all the nutrient. So the gel is actually acting as an encourage. This is acting as a soil kind of thing without nutrient, where we are adding the nutrient. Then we grow plant into it. So the growing plant, or a small part of the plant, we call it as the culture of the plant. Small part we are growing means we are doing the culturing. So culture of the hybrid cell, we grow it in the gel, and then it will be forming small plant, and then we transfer it to the garden. This is how they are obtaining the hybrid variety. Is that clear? This is a type of breeding, and this is done by different ways. Taking protoplasts and mixing them up is one way, but there are many other way of doing this breeding thing. Now guys, the breeding, it used to be of two type: inbreeding and outbreeding. Inbreeding as in between the same varieties, like in between the same species, you may say. Outbreeding is when I am taking outer, category, outer variety. I mean, see, into the inbreeding, you may say there is common ancestor. Ancestor, kids, not in human, I'm saying kids as in plant, and then they're crossbred. This is inbreeding. Outbreeding means when ancestor is not common. Are you getting my point? From other ancestor, sorry, not common. So from another ancestor, one more cell line is there. We are selecting one plant from there, one from this parent line. We just cross it up. This is hybridization. Again, really very important. Now, guys, if you have heard hybridization plant. Acha, okay, there's a video. I'm going to show that video to you. So for showing the video, guys, what I have to do, I have to just escape it. I have to if you just give me a second, I'll share my OneNote and I'll share this. I'll show you this video. Hold on for a second, huh? What's that? Yeah, so I was telling you one thing, guys, that you must have heard about. Give me a second. You must have heard about mule. You must have heard about lion and the hybrids of them. Liger, lion and tiger. Not that easy. Okay, how seed breeding works. I have a video on this. Hold on for a second, huh? Yeah, it's there. So guys, how seed breeding is done? It's just that they are taking two seeds and growing them together. So let's see this video, which is being played. What they are taking. So what they're saying that they are taking two plants together and they're crossing it. I suppose you can hear it. You should see this video. That's a cross between a tangerine and grapefruit. Those are results of seed breeding. It's kind of like how we got the Labrador. You cross two breeds to make a new one with the best traits of each. But how does it work? Let's say you wanted to make a consistently blue tomato that could be sold to grocery stores and chefs nationwide. And let's assume blue tomatoes already grew some wild tomatoes in nature, but not consistently enough to sell to the masses. That's where seed breeding comes in. Most conventional seed breeding takes place in greenhouses to have better control of the environment. Breeders would then plant seeds from those wild tomatoes, mostly blue ones, and seeds from the successful domesticated tomato, a variety proven to grow well in the area, but aren't naturally blue. When those tomato seeds begin to flower, a plant breeder would remove the plant, one flower, and place it in the flower of the other variety.
This resulting batch of tomatoes born is called F1 in the seed breeding world. Breeders will then plant the F1 seeds with especially blue tomatoes, and those tomatoes are farmed the natural way, without giving interference.
Now, guys, what this woman is trying to say, I don't know whether you're trying to understand it or not. Let me just come back to the presentation thing, huh? So what was being explained into this video is that they are taking one crop and two crop and they are crossing it up. She was using the word F1. F1 means first filial. F means filial. Filial means next generation. I'm saying F1 means next generation. F2 means next to next generation, like that. So filial means next generation. So she was using all the characteristic that is obtained into the F1 generation C, that I am crossing A and B and I'm getting this result C, and now to this F1 which is C, I'm growing it all together and I'm increasing the amount. That's what hybridization is. How it is done, I have explained you in the lab, or by fertilization, that I'm using this plant and that plant and I'm using fertilization into these plants in the lab and just growing it up. That's what I explained. Thank you. Now, guys, let's move further. Let's talk about the next one, which is poultry farming. Poultry farming means taking care, rearing of the poultry animals. That include, yeah, chicken, ducks, geese, turkey, all these kind of animal that is used for the meat purpose. But it's not meat, but egg production and feather production is also there. Let me see if I have another. Okay. So point is that, guys, in any of the animal husbandry thing, whenever we are learning, there are certain things that you can discuss in case if you have to write something. It's like, what is the purpose? What is the need of doing poultry farming? Obviously, we need this product. Second, how this poultry farming is maintained. So maintenance. Obviously, maintenance. Obviously, they need a proper sanitization, proper cleaning. Their excreta has to be removed. It should be a better place to live. It should not be stinky. Proper vaccination is done for them so that they are not, because even if one animal is getting harmed by the disease, other are going to be, hampered. So how maintenance is done? Third thing that you will be explaining is what product we are getting. Need I have explained, so you don't have to write the product. Third, you can say what feed should be given. Now, feed is given according to the product that we are obtaining. We are obtaining meat and eggs, and we know that meat and egg are rich in protein, so we have to give them a protein diet. Now, second thing, guys, eggshell is having deposition of all the minerals, calcium, phosphate, carbonates. They are minerals, so mineral rich diet is given to them. Obviously, carbohydrates are by default added because it's a source of energy that is needed to any of the animals. So carbohydrates are given. You can just talk in any animal. Now, guys, this poultry, it used to be of two types. One is broilers and one is layers. Layers, they are also known as eggers. Point is that broilers are grown for the purpose of obtaining meat, and layers are eggers. They are grown on the purpose of obtaining eggs. So then you can say that different diet is given to the broilers and eggers, because in eggers even more minerals are added. So you can say poultry farming, this is the definition, this is the need, this is how we maintain, and these are the product that we are getting. And there are different varieties of the poultry that you can, indigenous and exotic varieties. Their leghorn is there. Swiss is an animal, so leghorn is the very famous. And poultry animals are also used in fighting. You must have seen cockfighting is there. So these are animals that are very much useful and on purpose. This is being done. Thank you. We are done with this. Now let's move forward. Let's talk about the apiculture that you've already seen. That's what we have to discuss. Great. So basically, guys, apiculture is rearing of honeybee. From the honeybee, we get a number of products. We get honey, which is rich in carbohydrates, sweets, many antibiotics are there. From the honey, even the little, you may say, bee sting, little venom thing, if I can use, It's not very strong that enough, but that is also used in making antibiotics, if you know. Bee wax is also there. So point is that from the honeybee, we obtain a number of product. Propolis is also there, which is kind of deposition, a chemical deposition that is in their uh, beehive. Okay, so for the production of honey and wax, this apiculture is done. Now there are many varieties of honeybee. Indian varieties there, Italian varieties there, African varieties there. Italian variety is very famous. Now point is that, guys, let me tell you, if you are talking about honeybee production, or you may say apiculture, we call it as apiary, where apiculture is done. Sorry, guys. I put my phone on silent this time, but then again, there's I'll leave it. It's just listening to me. Okay, so there is apiary where this apiculture thing is done, where honey production is done. One thing that you will be talking about where apiary should be situated. This is present nearby the greenery, or you may say a lot of vegetation should be there, because honey is prepared from the nectar of the flowers. So there should be a lot of vegetation with nectar, so that honey can just collect the nectar, honeybee can collect the nectar, and they can just, you know, make it by digesting it, you may say they produce honey. Now guys, one thing, into one beehive, if I talk about the natural hive, there can be 50 to 60,000 of honey bee at a time. There are three castes of honeybee, if you remember. One is the queen, then drone, and then the worker. Drone is only the male, worker and queen, they are the female. Now guys, understand this. Queen is only one in any of the colony. If you know the process of swarming, do you know what is the swarming? Swarming means when all the birds, all the flying animals, they are moving from one place to another together. Like you must have seen in the sky, like hundreds of birds are flying together. That's swarming. Honeybee also shows swarming. You must have seen. Whenever they swarm, queen is the one that is in the front, and then all of the colonies moving behind her. Wherever she sits, all are there. You know how queen is made? By special diet. This worker is the one that makes that special diet, which is known as royal jelly. This royal jelly is created by worker by collecting, a number of products, minerals and all, and this is fed to the queen, then it is made. Now, queen used to be the female which is producing eggs. Queen produces two type of eggs. In a day, queen can produce 2,000 to 3,000 eggs. And it produces two kind of eggs. One is fertilized. Let me just change pen color. One is fertilized and one is unfertilized. Fertilized is the one that used to form the worker, and unfertilized is the one that used to form drone. Now point is that drone is made up of from the unfertilized egg, and worker is made up of from the fertilized egg. Remember? Clear? No. One more last and additional thing. In a colony, there will be nearby 300, 400 drones, and only one queen, and rest all of them are worker only. Worker age is very less, reason being they are the one who are going out there doing so much physical work, then they die early. So hardworking. So that's apiculture, guys, that we are using them for the honey production. Honey is really good for the health. It keeps our metabolism very nice. It's rich in antibiotic properties. It is rich in sugar content, but that's very much good for us. Now, guys, one more additional thing. If you feel you are having a very good quality of honey and it is getting deposited, even if it is artificial or not, actually deposition into the honey also happen when there are pollens in it. Cross check. Okay, but the chances are that that might be artificial itself too, because nowadays companies are doing that. So make a very good research when you purchase it. Thank you. Let's talk about the next one, which is fish farming. Is that the last one? Kettle farming? Yeah, we're done. Okay, fish farming. I think I've told you this earlier, na? No? Okay, I tell you. When I was in my college now, we went to a fish farm, and the person was not in a bio teacher or bio student. He did not have any knowledge. He was just a farmer who was doing fish farming. He was so rich, so intelligent. He was making, good money, I would say. The fishy, the same thing, this kind of arrangement he has done. He was doing the fish farming at a mass scale. Fish farming means pisciculture, that is another name, growing the fishes. A facility that releases juvenile fish into the wild for recreational fishing or to supplement a natural. Blah, blah, blah. I did not like the line, whatever is written. The rearing of fishes. Fourth requirement is pisciculture. Now, guys, there are two things. One is known as monoculture, and one is known as polyculture. Monoculture means when I am growing only one type of fish. Suppose there is a labio fish. I am labio rohita. I am just growing labio only. So that's monoculture. So polyculture means that's a composite kind of culture where I am growing 5 to 6 fishes together. Like there is a katla, mrigal. Yeah, there are 6 fishes. I have an example. Poly fishes. 3 Indian fishes and 3 Chinese fishes. I know the example, guys. Give me a second. I'm going to show you a picture. Hold on for a second. I'm going to just stop the screen share. I should have added that picture. Now I realize I should have added it, but that's fine. Will not take much time. But my laptop would take my system. Ah. Composite fish culture. Oh God, मेरे को नाम क्यों नहीं याद आ रहा? कटला. Common carp. Damn, Dekha is correct. I'm gonna show you that, huh? Hold on for a second. I'm gonna add it in the presentation itself. I have a hell load of information about it, but I will not provide because right now that's not needed. Whatever is needed, I will tell it, okay? Because already you're learning a very new thing here. Yeah, so I suppose you can see my screen now. I'm gonna share it again. So basically, that is an example of the polyculture. We also call it as composite fish culture. These are example that we are growing 5-6 fishes together: rohu fish, mrigal, grass carp, silver carp. ये जितनी भी carp है ना, common carp, these all are Chinese fishes, and 3 are Indian: katla fish, mrigal, and rohu one. So what do? They grow it together. The seedlings of them, seedling as in fries, as in fetal stage of them, we grow it together. Then when suppose I have started it, if you see this picture, I have started growing it here. I am providing it all the nutrition. So according to their size, I'll when they are growing and reproducing, I'll transfer it to the next chamber. And when they are adult, then I transfer to the next chamber. I'll keep on transferring it. And when they are the in most adult stage, I'll transfer it to the pond, the highest chamber, where they'll be taken up for the purpose where, I mean, obviously they are doing it for eating or purpose. So we'll just extract that up. So initially we started like this. And now, guys, when we are selecting the fishes, there are certain things that we have to keep in mind, that these fishes should not be enemy of each other. They should be friendly in behavior. Their food requirements should be different. Let me just write it with a black color. Na? Their food requirement should be different, because when they are having different, because when they are having same food requirement, then there will be a competition. So when they're having different food requirement, there will be least competition among them. Their growth will be better. They are not enemy with each other. They are friendly. One more point you can consider, like suppose this is a chamber where I'm growing, they should be on different surface. The top one fish is on the top layer, another is living on the surface. So their surface area where they survive, that should also be different. So this is the things that we keep in mind while we select the fishes. But that's what a fishy culture, sorry, pisciculture is. We are just growing the fishes, spices. Let me think if any other point is left. Yeah, that's it. I suppose that's enough for you. Now, guys, let's talk about the last one, cattle farming, which provide milk, are milch and dairy animals. Sahiwal, Jersey, Swiss, Current Swiss, Handstein. These are all species of the cattle I'm naming. Anyways, now guys, if you're talking about the cattle farming, first, what is the need to get milk and milk products? Obviously, milk product from the milk. How do we take care of the maintenance of the place? Feed and proper. They can also suffer from disease. We should do proper vaccination. Proper feed should be given because they are producing milk. All the minerals, calcium-rich diet, even क्या बोलते हैं उसको? Dung. Sorry. Oil cakes are given. They're very nutrient rich. Oil cakes are given, as in, and और क्या देते हैं? मतलब these are special diet that we add, fibrous diet we give, so that that affects your body in a positive way, and to increase milk production, whatever is needed. These days even injections are given into the dairy farming. I suggest you, if you want to search about it on internet, you'll find data like, for once you will feel like, oh my God, to the milk that what I'm drinking. But that's true that many injections are given. Oxytocin injections are given to them to increase the milk content. So that should not be done. Anyways, need is this, maintenance is we should keep the place very clean. We should drain all the waste, their urine waste, the cow dung and everything. And proper cleaning should be done, because they can have lice and any kind of parasite on their body. That should be removed, and proper cleaning is done. This is the point that you can just cover. And good food diet should be given to them. I'm just thinking about more points into the cattle farming. Cattle farming, just I'm done with this point. Just one thing I want to add. Cattle farming was used to be the one that used to be done at the local scale in villages. When there used to be every third or second family, it was like 20 years back or 25 years back, I'm telling, that every second family was having cattle, and they have their own clean and good milk. But nowadays it is being so reduced that not every, but in a village you will see there'll be one family out of 50 family which will be having it on an average, I'm telling, which will be just having cattle farming thing. And it has been reduced to the industrial level only, that there's an organization, there's an industry who is doing it. There are many companies which are providing milk. So then they are putting using animal as a milk factory only. So they are doing everything to increase the milk production. So I suppose you're now understanding my point, that should not be done. But the point is not cattle farming something to, again, there's a lot of population to just, um, provide them proper milk and enough milk so that they can have a benefit from it. So guys, we are done with this topic itself. Let's move. There are a few questions that I've had added. Let's take a look to that. Though I have told you answer, it's okay. Animal, I'm just showing you. Animal husbandry, this is the scientific management of animal breeding, culture of animal livestock, and rearing of animals. Culture of animals. Culture, what is a culture? I have told you, growing them up. So first, second, third, and fourth, obviously, culture of animal is wrong. Culture means when we are growing in the lab, and we are not doing, we are doing it. But yeah, we do not call it as culture. We call it as animal hybridization and those stuff. Not like that way. So we can call it as IVF also, in vitro fertilization, test tube animal. Yeah, that's another thing. Preventive and control measure adopted for the storage of the grain include strict cleaning, proper disjoining, fumigation, all of the above. Wait, that question should be there in the last part. No? All of the above, I don't have to say. Why is the excessive use of fertilizer detrimental? It's totally fine if the question is there. We anyhow are practicing it. Why is excessive use of fertilizer detrimental for the environment? Guys, think about the answer. This is not good. I have told you it is like a medicine. If it is there in excess amount, there can be deficiency symptom of another that should not be there. It can hamper the growth of microorganism and cause pollution. See, third point. So one, they cause the they reduce this growth of microorganisms. They cause pollution of air, water, and soil. And third point, what I was saying, it's like a medicine. They should be used in a specific amount, since more amount can show deficiency symptom of another nutrient. These are the points. I suppose that's clear to you. Give the merits and demerits of fish culture. Merits तो मैंने बता दिए. I have told you, think about demerits. We are, using the animal at a very small scale. I mean, just in a pond, a little pond of water. We are just, it's kind of overusing it. So only desired variety. Demerits that only desired variety of fish are reared, obviously. Actually, demerit, I will not consider it as a demerit. It's a threat to biodiversity. That's the most important one. Most important one. I don't have to talk about the merits. I have mentioned that before. But into the demerits, you can also say that we are growing the fishes on a very small region. It kind of, might hinder the growth of them. I mean, a proper growth that is required. Okay. So with this, guys, thank you. I'm going to put a smile because we are done with the chapter. We are done with the chapter. I'm going to stop the screen share also. Now, guys, we have done and learned the chapter crop production and improvement. I have used the word crop protection earlier and management, but that's wrong. It's crop production and management. Into this chapter, as a farmer, you were a farmer, now get out of the role and just be a student. We have learned a lot. From just, taking a seed, taking the soil and taking care of them, sowing the seeds, proper watering them up, harvesting it, threshing it, cutting it, storing it, we've done everything. And other than that, we have done about the animals also, how we use the animal for our benefits, like in different ways. Rest, guys, I recommend just practice question from your books. It will help you to get over this chapter as in a better way, and you will be able to just solve many questions. Now, if you have any doubt, I do not have to tell you again and again what you have to do. I'll see you probably in the next part, or other teacher will be there, but then you will be learning a lot of things. I'll see you up probably in the next part.